Hello everyone. What's up? What's going on? How are you doing? Oh, I'm okay, thanks. Today is, as usual, let me say this, Sunday, October 8th, the year 2023. The time now is 12:12 p.m. I haven't had lunch yet. I'm going to make lunch in an hour or so. Yeah, we are going to have lunch pretty late. As usual. We always have lunch around somewhere between 1 or 2 p.m. And I still have some time until then, until I start cooking. So I thought that why not? I start recording my voice for my practice. And this way, I can make my practice done. I can get my practice done as quickly as I can. And I have enough time for reading. Today it's cloudy and it's going to be rain this afternoon, probably in the evening, I guess. But it's still cloudy. It's not raining yet. The wind is chilly, even more chilly than yesterday, which makes me realize that we finally have autumn. I finished walking my dogs in the morning already. First thing in the morning, I fed them because I didn't feed them last night. I feed them twice a day, but since my dogs are getting fatter these days, I try not to, or I try to skip their meal just as I said, I feed them twice, right? So sometimes I only feed them once. And since I skipped their dinner, I had to feed them first thing in the morning because they didn't eat anything and their protein in their body was not enough and they might have been dehydrated to some extent. So the first thing I had to do was to feed them. And they were happy. They were happy to eat their food. Normally, I give them raw meat, like deer meat, horse meat, and dried fish, sardines, small sardines, Japanese, I forgot the word, but mackerel, small one. It's not sardines. Okay, it's not sardine. It's Japanese mackerel. I think that I should add one more word between Japanese and mackerel, but it is called niboshi. It literally means that the fish is boiled and dried, and the size is pretty small. And it is boiled, but it doesn't contain any salt. It contains some salt to some extent because they are from the sea, right? So naturally they contains probably, I'm not sure because I'm not a scientist, I'm not a specialist, but I guess they contain some sort of salt in their body. I'm not sure, but okay. But when they boil it, they didn't use any salt because it is made particularly for dogs and cats. I bought it, this big bag of the dried fish for my dogs on Amazon a while ago, and since it's a huge bag, I don't know how to say it. I put them into small bags, many smaller bags, like Ziploc. I don't know how to pronounce it properly though. Ziploc. We say it Ziploc in Japanese, but I don't think you can understand if I pronounce this word Ziploc in Japanese, right? Probably I could pronounce this word like Ziploc. Is it okay? Ziploc. And but these days, what I've been paying attention to is not the quantity, not the quantity, but the quality of food. So I try to buy something in small portion. Like I used to love buying big portion of everything. Like we have this supermarket called Gyomsupa. Literally means it's a supermarket for professional people, like restaurant owners, bars, because they consume a huge amount of foods, right? Because they serve food, so they need more food than ordinary housewives, ordinary people, ordinary students, because individuals would need much less portion, right? But when you go to that particular supermarket, you can go there even though you are not a professional chef or professional restaurant owner or bar owner. Anyone can go there, and you can find all the foods in big portions, huge amount, huge volume. And it's fun, it's like I don't know how to pronounce this word. In Japanese, we call that huge supermarket from the US Costco, but Coco. I forgot how to pronounce this word. Gee, I can't believe this, but Costco. Oh, gee, I can't remember. Let me check. Okay, let me check. I put in Japanese Kosutoko, and then yes, Costco. Yeah, right, Costco. I'll check how to pronounce this word. It doesn't say anything about the explanation about how to pronounce this word, but Costco, right? Costco. That was pretty confusing to me, because Costco, we don't say Costco because I hear that this is what I heard before, that we already have the same brand in Japan, which should be pronounced like Costco in Japan, so we can't use this name. So instead, we say Costco. We try to pronounce the T in the middle of the word. Okay, anyway, it's like a Costco. It's like Costco, and it's huge, and they sell foods in I don't know, big portion, big volume. Yeah, I can't explain it in the right sentence, right English, but they have the foods they sell. All the foods they sell are just big, much bigger than the same brand of or kind of food that usual supermarkets sell. And just looking at those products, stuff, things at the supermarket is fun. So I used to love there. I used to love going there and buy such big portion of foods. And I don't know how to say this. 小分けにする. Okay, I am looking it up in the dictionary now. Repackage into small sizes. Repackage into small sizes. So, okay. Since I love going there, I used to love going there before I found out that I had a colon cancer. I really love their food. So I used to go there very often and to buy such big portions of foods for no reason. I went there to buy such big bags of food just because it's exciting. It was exciting. So this is the only reason. And when I came back home, I repackaged them into small sizes to put smaller bags and then store them in the fridge or freezer or in the cabinet or whatever, and use them little by little for such a long time. And I thought that I found it very economical, but actually I don't think it was that economical. I don't think that it was as economical as I thought it would be, because it takes time to use all the things up, right? It takes time, and eventually I totally forgot that I have them in the cabinet or fridge or freezer, whatever, wherever, and I ended up throwing some anyway, eventually. So you can't call it economical, right? And then when it comes to the quality of the food, I don't think. Oh, sorry for the huge noise. Now, so for some reason, there's some drawings or pictures hanging up on the walls of our house between the second floor and the third floor. And those pictures were drawn by my daughter because she's an artist. She loves to draw pictures. And some of her products, some of her, I don't know how to say it, stuff or pictures, drawings, are put up on the walls. It's like a mini museum, compact museum, okay? And one of the pictures always falls down. And that was that picture that has fell down and which caused a huge noise. And my dogs were so surprised, scared, and so they had to bark. So that's all the things that happened a while ago. Okay, anyway, and when it comes to quality of those foods, it's not healthy at all because I've been something that I've been paying more attention to is its quality, right? This is what I said a little while ago, right? Just as I said a little earlier, if you leave food for such a long time after opening the package, it's getting worse and worse day by day because of the oxidation, I think, because of oxygen, right? Oxygen, we cannot survive without oxygen, but because of the oxygen, things are getting worse and worse, right? So you have to stop it. In order to stop it, you have to make it, I don't know how to say it in English, so I look it up, okay? 真空にする? I don't know. Vacuum だね. Vacuum. Yes, vacuum. Let me vacuum. Evacuate. Vacuumize. Draw a vacuum inside. Evacuate the air. Evacuate the air. Okay. When you want to store something, and you also don't want the food to get bad while storing, you have to make it, you have to store it in a place without air, right? Because the air has oxygen, and oxygen is what makes things worse, right? So in such a case, buying lots of things at the same time and repackage them into small sizes, putting them into small packages to store them is not only economical, but it's bad for your health too, because the longer you let the food stay anyway, the worse you'll make it anyway. So that is why I decided not to buy such huge bags of food. So I try not to buy such things these days. But just recently, since I was so used to buying something really big-sized food, big-sized packages. I don't know how to say this. Big packages. I was so used to buying food in huge packages. I tend to forget that I should be careful about such things, and instead I have to buy food in smaller packages. But sometimes I forget about this because my appetite outweighs or conquers my, I can't find this word. Okay, since my appetite conquers everything, and making me irresponsible, irrational, crazy. And just the other day, I was thinking of buying some giant cone. Do you know what it is like? It is a big-sized corn, and it's deep fried, and it is seasoned with salt or other flavors or seasonings. It's very delicious. It's really big and hard. And that particular corn is harvested only in Peru. This is the information I just learned recently, though. So it cannot be genetically modified. That's the best part. So I wanted to choose the one which is not genetically modified. So, and I learned that big corn is not genetically modified because they cannot genetically modify giant corn. So that's it, I thought. And I was looking for any good giant corn snacks on the net, and I paid much attention to what the ingredients, what the packages say, because I don't want them to use any kind of artificial seasoning, such as MSG. Okay. Some people say, or maybe a lot of people say, that it's not dangerous for your health, but I don't believe it. Because I don't want to use it anyway. The biggest problem for using MSG is not itself, because it uses, when you use it, MSG, okay, it's a artificial. It's, some people say that it's organic because it is made of corn or any other natural foods like mushrooms or even kelp. I don't know how to call it, but seaweed. Okay, kombu in Japanese. We call it kombu in Japanese, though. The original ingredients are very organic, and I don't know how they make MSG really, though, but okay, they are not chemical. It's not chemical. MSG is not chemical. This is what they say. But the the problematic part of using MSG for foods is that even bad things, bad food, like cheap food, very bad quality foods, bad quality food can be made into foods that are very delicious. So people are happy to eat such bad quality foods because MSG made them delicious. Bad quality foods are not good for your health because they might use some artificial things, like artificial sweeteners, artificial preservatives, or something like that. So I really want to avoid such foods. Low-priced snacks must be used. No, low-priced snacks must use MSG because they use very cheap, bad ingredients, but they want to make them taste good, so they use MSG, right? I'm not really sure if MSG is the only thing that they use to make things delicious, super duper delicious. I'm not sure. They could use some other artificial or chemicals to make things look good, like the one which is used to make, when they make sausages, the color of sausages is very enticing, appetizing, right? Because they use this chemical. I don't know what to call it in English, but it's artificial coloring, right? And it's carcinogenic. Carcinogenic, is it okay? Am I pronouncing this word correct? I hope so, but carcinogenic, and it can cause cancer. So I have been staying away from sausages and something that come with such artificial chemicals. Okay, and where was I? Yes, we have this very big supermarket called Gyomu Super, and it is built, or it is designed for professional chef or professional restaurant owners or professional people. But nowadays, ordinary people can shop there, and it's kind of very popular now. Those supermarkets caught people's attention because TV programs and magazines introduce them. They feature those supermarkets so that the people would go there to shop, and it's very popular. It's been more and more popular these days, and I used to love to go there to shop, and I bought huge amount of food at one time because it was fun. It makes me feel like a professional chef. But we have only 2 people in our family now. We used to have 3, but my father passed away. And anyway, he didn't eat much in later life. So we didn't need much food, but still I bought so many of food. And but just leaving them so that I can use them in the future is not good for my health, also for everyone's health. because of oxidize, right? Things will be getting worse and worse the longer you let them stay. And so I try not to buy those things. But yeah, recently, then let me get back to where I was. Okay, I remember now where I was. So giant cone, right? I totally forgot this thing, and I bought a huge bag of giant cone on Amazon, and partly because the one I decided to buy didn't use any artificial seasoning, according to what the explanation said in the description page. I'm not really sure because it's very tasty, so they might use MSG to some extent. I'm not sure, but I really wanted to believe them. But some manufacturers lie, right? They cannot be trustworthy. I'm not sure, but according to the package says it isn't using any MSG. So that's why I decided to buy the brand of corn, because that was the only one who didn't seem to use MSG. But since I bought the 1 kilogram of giant corn, I'm not sure if it was 1 kilogram or 800 grams. Okay, anyway, I had to ask my daughter to repackage it with this machine. Using this machine, you can just store them without air. So it can vacuum the air, and the food can be stored in airtight condition, so that it can be stored longer, freshly. And I asked her to do it for me. And at first I had 5 smaller packages of this giant corn snack. And for one pack, it takes about more than a week because I eat them little by little. So now I regret that I don't know how to use this word, regret. It's a bit confusing to me. But I regret buying that much giant corn. And I always wonder, every time I try to take out some so that I can eat from the package, even though the package is smaller than the original one, but still it contains giant corn for me to consume for more than a week, right? So every time I open the package, the air comes in, and it's not airtight anymore because it's unsealed. It is sealed. If it is sealed, it's airtight. But once you cut the package, the small packages that I asked my daughter to do it for me, okay? Once I cut the package, opened the package, air started coming in. making the food inside the bag worse and worse day by day. So I don't think this is something that I should do for my health. And I always, every time I open the package to take out some so that I can eat for fun. And I always wonder why. I always wonder why I shouldn't have bought smaller packaging. It's so confusing. Why I shouldn't bought that one in a small package at a supermarket. I always ask myself. I always can't help asking myself this question over and over again. The answer is always the same. Yeah, I was just looking for the one without using MSG. And this is the only one that didn't seem to be using MSG. But I don't know the truth. Only the manufacturer of this product knows it. But as far as I don't know which I should use, as far as or as long as. But as long as the package says that it doesn't use any MSG, this is all I have to believe, right? There's nothing else I can believe. So, okay, anyway, where was I? Why am I talking about this giant cone thing in the first place? I don't know. Yeah, I haven't eaten lunch yet, but instead because I was so hungry after taking my dogs for a walk first thing in the morning, and I came back and I did some reading, but I was too hungry to concentrate on my reading, and so I decided to eat something. And I started eating this snack made of, I forgot. Fave? No. I've totally forgot this name. Okay, let me check again. I actually looked this word up in the dictionary before I was talking about this bean. 소라마메 in Japanese. Okay. No, it doesn't say it. I should refer to another website that I always use to translate Japanese into English. 소라마메. Here, several people, it's on a Q&A site. People ask how to translate some Japanese word into English, and some English teachers answer. Okay, let me check. Fava, is it okay? Fava beans. This is the right English for the word. Japanese word, soramame, though. I decided to eat some snacks made of fava beans. Actually, this brand of snack is very good because they don't use such artificial ingredients, chemicals. The price is pretty high. This snack is pretty expensive, and there are many kinds of this there are many kinds of snacks for this brand. And I first knew this brand since my daughter. It's very confusing to explain in a short time, but okay, because of my daughter, I got to know this snack. Okay, I'll explain it later, some other time again. Yeah, I've talked about this previously, somewhere in my previous videos, but in a short time, I don't think I can explain it. I should have practiced it beforehand, but since I didn't, I don't think I can. But okay, their snacks are very trustworthy because that brand is proud of themselves, not using chemicals in their snacks. So I really trust them, their snacks, but the price is pretty high, and you cannot buy their snacks at usual supermarkets. So I have to order their snacks from their website or go to their own shop in a different world, or they have some stores in high-end department stores, okay? And my daughter the other day went to see a movie, and it's in the center of the city, and where the department store their shop was. So she asked me if I would like her to buy some of their snacks for me. And I said yes, I love to. Yes, please do it for me. And she, on her way to the movie theater, she stopped by the department store to buy some snacks for me. I have two kinds of snacks from their store, their brand. One is flavored with curry, and the other is flavored with black pepper, and both of them are made of fava beans, and they are so crunchy and very tasty, and I love them so much. And since I know that their snacks are safe to eat, from time to time, when I'm hungry or when I want to eat some snacks, I never eat usual potato chips or some other very cheap but delicious snacks you can buy at usual supermarkets or convenience stores. They're quite cheap. No, I never eat such snacks, but instead I want to eat their snacks because they are safe. And so even before lunch, I was too hungry to concentrate on my reading. The book I have been reading is written by this author named Todd Strasser, and the story is very funny, hilarious. It's about junior high school, and this protagonist and the science, no, not science, but physical PA, I don't know how to say it. This teacher, their bodies are switched, and it's funny. And there are some volumes. This series of story consists of 3 or 4 volumes. And when I first started the book, I didn't find it very amusing because it was pretty confusing. But the more I read it, the more I took to it. And now I'm a big fan of this story, and I really enjoy reading this story. And yes. How long have I been talking? 45 minutes. Yeah, in yesterday's video, I was talking about this English coach, right? And although I was about to apply for his free trial lesson, I decided not to because after all, I thought that I should be responsible for my language learning. I really want to decide what to do myself. I know that having your own coach could be very effective, and it could be a faster or even fastest way for you to reach your goal. But still, I find struggling is part of my journey, and I think it's totally okay to struggle. So I really want to do it all by myself. And after all, I'm not the one who wants to be told what to do by other people, because what if the material they offered me to use turns out to be something that I'm not interested in? But would I be happy to do it? And we tend to think that the coach is the one who knows the best. But do they really know better about myself? Yeah, sometimes, it can be true that sometimes we tend to think that we are the ones that know the best about ourselves. And sometimes not. Yeah, I know, but I really want to decide what to do myself anyway. And there's one more thing that I was a bit worried about the coach. No offense, I'm not criticizing him, but his pronunciation is great, and he's been in the U.S. for 5 years. Although he started studying English seriously, in a real sense, after coming back from the U.S. Still, he has been working really hard to improve his English, even today. So he's a great worker, and he is a great person. I really respect him. I really admire him. So that's why I really wanted to contact him. And I really wanted him to be my coach. Okay, this is very important. But there's one thing that which bothered me a bit, which was his pronunciation. Yeah, as I said, his pronunciation's great, but still, when I listened to his pronunciation carefully, he somehow puts R sound here and there. This is typical for Japanese people. I know that. And I was talking about another person. This is also an English teacher who is Japanese though. I was talking about him somewhere in my previous videos. He also puts R sound in a place which doesn't need that sound. This can be happening quite often to Japanese people, I know, but when it comes to teachers and coaches, I don't think this is right. And with this in mind, if I took his coaching, I think that I was afraid that I would be worried about this. I would keep worrying about this, even though, well, I was taking his coaching. So I don't think this is right. So I thought that I shouldn't take his coaching because I cannot point it out, right? Because I'm a student. I think that he seems to be kind of a person who is quite friendly to his students. Like he wants to be called by his nickname. He doesn't like to be called like teacher someone. Okay, teacher. Okay. He seems to be very friendly to his students. That's a good sign, I guess. He's not snobbish. He's not condescending. He's very nice. I was able to listen to his audio in which he was explaining things in Japanese, and also I was able to listen to his English finally, and so that I could understand what his English was like. That was good, and he was speaking very good English, but it doesn't mean that he was just speaking like I do now. I mean, he was just reading something which was written somewhere. So I really wanted to listen to him speaking randomly, freely in conversations or his monologue. And this tells me what his English is like. His English ability is very high, I imagine, because he's a coach, he's a teacher, and he works on his English even now. But in a real sense, to be honest with you, I really wanted to listen to him speaking freely in English, and that way I can not assess, but I'm not judging him, but I wanted to just know what his English is like. But there's no place where I was able to know it, so I had to give it up. But I was curious about his teaching method, the way that the method that he has used himself to improve his English, and he still uses the method to keep up his English or even improve his English, and I take them I use the method. I borrow the method to add a little bit of information or to add a little bit of change so that I can make it more original for myself. Okay. But I don't like the idea of being spoon-fed by a teacher or a coach because I want to be independent. I want to be responsible for my own language learning and looking for any good ways to improving my own English is part of my journey. So if I have to struggle with it, I think it's okay because this is part of my journey, and I really enjoy struggling. But since I started this speaking practice myself, things are changing so much. And now, every time I listen to English, every time I read something, every time I come across some useful expressions, I always think that, I can utilize them in my speaking practice, and I can just make them realize. And this is very good. This is rewarding, and this makes me encouraged so much. And this encourages me so much, and this makes me stay positive. And the best thing that happened to me since I started this practice is that I take things not as seriously as I used to, meaning if I make mistakes, I don't care about it as much as I used to. I just let them go. Yeah, of course, I try to learn from them, learn from my mistakes, but it's a good thing, right? I'm positive about my mistakes now. I used to be depressed every time I make mistakes, and I didn't want to be looked. I didn't want to look stupid. But now, if I feel that I looked like a stupid person, I don't care, because this is part of learning journey. And you cannot make mistakes, right? It's okay as long as you can learn from them. Mistakes are good because it teaches you a lot. So, okay, I think that's about it for today. And it started raining, and I don't know if you are listening to the sound of rain now, but okay, I'll keep reading today. I'll keep enjoying reading the book I've been reading, and I also try to work on the method that I have been doing for the last 2 days. It's fun because I can learn more and more useful expressions that I can use in my practice, in my conversations. So it makes my English much more colorful, and I can't wait to see that result myself. Okay, thank you very much for listening, and I hope you enjoy your weekend. Okay, talk to you again soon. Bye.